La la la, hey, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to Daytime. For those of you who maybe are a little afraid of the cold and you want to stay indoors and have some fun, we have a local artist, Bonnie McQuillan with Art with Bonnie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. So, Art with Bonnie, you've been doing this for quite a few years now.
I have.
And for somebody who, I mean, I paint with my kids all the time. I might not be anything worthy of hanging up on the walls, but you've been doing this for quite a while now. Can you tell us a little bit how you got started and background? And
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been doing it for 10 years now.
Yeah.
September 2015 was my 10th anniversary in Osgood. So I've been teaching classes in Osgood for 10 years.
Nice.
4 years ago, I just opened another location in Kemptville.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I have 2 spots now, 2 studios for teaching classes.
Now, how long have you been doing art for, though? Is this something that you've been doing for?
Yeah, all my life, ever since
Really?
basically I was 6. That's what I knew
Always
I wanted
painting?
to do. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I went to the Ontario College of Art in Toronto and
Wow.
studied that. And while I was there, I was fortunate actually in my 3rd year to be accepted into their Florence program. So I was lucky to study art in Florence for
Wow.
a year. So
Oh,
that
that's
was
fun.
it was yeah
That's
it
awesome.
was quite amazing.
So what sort of art do you do? Is it all?
Well, this is the kind of art that I do.
Yeah, and what do you use for that?
That's acrylic paint.
Acrylic paints, okay.
Yes, yeah. So I like
Beautiful.
I like to do work that's kind of a little whimsical.
Yes, yeah,
colorful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Now, do you dip into different mediums?
yeah,
I'm a painter.
yeah.
Okay.
I am a painter.
Great.
I'm an artist.
Great.
Of sorts. And I love to paint, but I also work in color pencil. I love
Okay.
working in charcoal pencil, that kind of thing. Is it always paint, or do you dip into other medium as well?
For myself, I primarily use acrylic paint and multimedia, where I would use perhaps a bit of watercolor, but
Okay.
mostly things like cut paper, and I do a lot of
Gotcha.
pieces with cut paper.
But it's
added
always
to them.
paint for the most
Yes.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I don't know if you
consider myself a painter.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see it, but your paintings have this beautiful texture to them.
Thank
Just
you.
a beautiful, like in the tree and the bark. So are we going to learn how to
Yes.
do that today?
Yes, actually this is something, I'm going to show you 2 different things today. One, I'm going to demonstrate how to do a wash.
Okay.
And the wash effect is how we get this sort of muted down, dull.
The background.
Yeah.
The background.
That's right.
Okay.
To kind of push it back. And so basically kind of how a wash sounds, it's very wet.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to put that on. So
Okay.
I've prepared a board here. The other thing we're going to do is that texture that you were talking about.
It's beautiful.
Because a lot of people are intimidated by the whole art process.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
think that the message is that everyone can participate and have
Sure.
fun with it.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be going to Florence.
Well, and you also
to-
don't, and
to
you don't
participate.
have to have an enormous skill set
Yeah,
as far as
yeah,
drawing goes,
yeah,
or
which is,
things like that,
yeah.
because the bulk of my classes that I do are with children.
Right. I was
And
gonna,
yes.
And I love the name.
And I've done this
Yeah.
project many times. And I think we have some samples too of some of the projects.
So
that
you do
kids have done with
paints and
this.
pints with the adults, and you do
That's right.
paint and pops with the kids. Isn't that
That's
a great
right.
name?
Yeah.
So if the kids can do it, I'm hoping that we can. Well,
Yeah.
you can. I don't know about me, but we'll see.
So to create a wash,
Mm-hmm.
what I've done is I've just mixed a bit of acrylic paint. So I've mixed a couple of colors together. I've mixed some blue and some green and a little bit of black. And it's just to create a dull color. It's really wet.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm going to do is basically wipe this down. So
okay.
if it's too dark,
Yep.
can you see that? Okay. we'll
Yep.
put that.
Yep. You can
Okay.
just leave it. Yep.
So I can just add some more water to it. And what this does is it
Oh, look at that.
It dulls it down.
It
a
dulls
little
it
bit.
What
down.
was that first layer? That was just an acrylic paint.
That's
that you put on.
acrylic paint. You want to make sure that that's good and dry before
Right.
you do that. Otherwise, you're going to lift it off.
So is this a few day process? You do one layer, leave it a day, or a few hours?
You could get away with a few hours.
Okay.
Or
It dries
even-
pretty quick.
It
acrylic
does. And
paint,
actually,
yeah.
I have heaters in my studios that you can kind of...
Blow dryers.
Exactly. Yeah, you can just kind of do that with it, and that'll dry it up real quick. So what I've done with this, you can see a really quick way to make kind of this ray of light beams. You just take a...
Oh, look at you.
So
See
simple.
that?
So
Yeah.
simple. So you just take it.
This is the kind
trick
of stuff
is
you're going to learn, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just take it, give it a
Very
wipe,
cool.
and all of a sudden,
Because
you've
sometimes
got
art
beams
is the
of light.
taking away, not
That's
the
right.
putting on.
That's
Got
right.
it. Exactly. Yeah.
Look
and
at you
it's just
two
things like
artists.
that.
I'm
There
just
you
like,
go.
she did that. I'm like, whoa, what happened? But, all right,
Kaboom.
relax. with art, people. Yeah.
So the next thing, yes, is to get that texture on there. And that texture is another thing that's really easy to do. And to create those trees.
Yeah, I wanna do that.
This is why I have a lot of success with, with the kids. Is because you're using a modeling paste, which is similar to a plaster.
Yeah, okay.
And so we'll do that.
We'll do that.
We'll pop this out of the way.
This is it here?
Mm-hmm. So you can use, there's actual modeling paste that you can buy.
Okay.
In my classes, actually, if you want to use something inexpensive, I use drywall compound with the kids.
Oh, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Just to play with.
Exactly. Now, if you're selling a piece, I would use
the
more professional quality because it does have a bit of a polymer in it, so it gives it a little bit more flexibility.
So do you color this? So you take a little bit of that, you'd add the color you want to it? Is that the way it works?
No, you do the color on top.
Okay.
So what I would do after this is dry.
Does it dry clear?
No, it dries white.
It does dry white.
Yeah,
Okay.
it dries white. So I would still paint it white though, because then you'll have the coat of paint on top of it.
Oh,
but what the texture allows you to do is just take the brush and just simply wiping on top, all of a sudden, boom, you've got a tree.
So are we gonna?
Yeah.
Are we gonna play?
Sure. So we'll take one of these each.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, you got one there?
Yeah, I got one right here.
All right, and we're just going to take our
Okay,
lovely
just gonna
little
move this
There
over
you
a
go,
little bit.
Jamie.
spatula.
Ah,
And basically, this is just like, it's just like icing a cake. So you're just taking a scoop out.
Wow.
Okay.
And
I can do that. I can do that.
And you just want to go from top to bottom because this particular piece that that we're doing is a cross section in the forest. So we're looking, through the forest.
So this is what we're pretty much drawing or putting on the texture for the bark.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So this is an easy way.
Don't push too much, Bonnie. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to put it on about the thickness, of a decent.
Some of us like our
cupcake.
icing thick, and
That's
some of
right.
us like it not so thick.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you're just spreading that on, and then once you get that on, then you can kind of play with it. You can kind of move it around. You can. That's right.
how long do you have to play with this before it starts to dry?
You actually have a fair amount of time with this. Yeah, you could easily play with this for a good, 15, 20 minutes.
Do you go
in?
There's so many applications that you could use this for.
Absolutely. I do water projects with the kids where you can make, water with waves, and then you can use it for clouds. And I've done texture where we've made kind of like a pseudo brick wall.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you can.
This is pretty
all
relaxing.
kinds of things. Yeah.
Right? It's so enjoyable. Do you go into schools and do workshops and
I do.
get kids excited about it? That's awesome.
Yep, I have artists in the classroom programs as well.
That's great.
Yeah, so I've been to a number of schools.
And you have a website so we can get on there and get your schools and teachers to sign up. I love when music or art comes into the school.
Let's talk about paint and pints.
Paint and pints. Okay.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Paint and pints.
And I never really pictured the two going together.
Oh, they go
so
together
good
very
together.
well.
Oh,
they
yeah.
go together very well. They've been a lot of fun.
I bet you the art comes out better after a few pints. You know what I mean?
Perhaps so.
That's something new that I've
So
started.
what, you sign up and
September.
you have a relaxing night, a group of you, and
Yes.
you paint and you have some pints.
That's right, yeah. And so we do, I do a painting with everybody step by step, so everybody enjoys some drinks, some food. I've been doing them.
Fun.
My group is Paint and Pints Nice Rural Ottawa, so I've been doing them outside of kind of the downtown area of
You
Ottawa.
started in September. How's the?
Very good.
Yeah, you're
yes, I've
selling
done
out.
many. I'm selling out. Actually, I was going to promote a couple of other dates.
Right. The
that
one in Kempville sold out.
The one in Kempville, the one in Mantic.
Okay, if people want to get involved, how do they reach you?
Again, everything's on artwithbonnie.com.
Okay.
And they can also join my Paint and Pints Nights Rural Ottawa Facebook page as well, because that's where I post all the events first.
Sure. What about March break?
March
You know,
break.
you want to get the kids in
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Well, that's coming up, so that'll be a busy time, I'm
Yes,
sure.
I have those posted on the site as well. March break is always fun because the kids can come for half a day.
Yep.
They can come for the whole week. And what I do is I have about 20 different projects that they can choose from. And so depending on how long they're there will depend on how many projects they can get done. And so that way they're going to do exactly what they want to do.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank
Thanks
you very much for having
being
me.
And
great to
allowing
be
us
here.
to play a
It
little
was
bit.
so fun. I
And,
mean, I want to keep going. That's what I want to do.
Very fun.
So much fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Great
beautiful
job.
artwork
Hope to
and
see
for
you
the
out.
lesson.
Yeah, for sure.